get ready with me while I tell the story of the rapper who made me swear off rappers. This is my villain origin story, so strap in. I dropped a song called Bad Decisions that was about this entire relationship, so like people know bits and pieces, but I've never elaborated. So I think enough time has passed where I've moved on, he's moved on, so why not? So this was summer 2021. I was like 19 at the time, and one of my mom's close friends, like in the industry, he had like a godson, and he was like, oh, he just signed to QC, like I really want him and Journey to collab. So he set up a studio session for us to collab and make a song. I live in New York at the time, so I'm in Atlanta visiting, and I'm like, okay, I can do the session. I think that I flaked like 2 times before this because I didn't really want to go, and then it just ended up, I think like the second or third time, it ended up just like working out. I couldn't escape it, and I went. I go to the session, and I was surprised, if I'm being honest. Like, he was a lot nicer than I thought that he would be. I don't know, I had seen him online and stuff, and like I just wasn't really impressed. I think he had like DM'd me, tried to talk to me before, and I was like, no. But when I met him in person, he was just really sweet. He was like a nice boy. Remember, he was really adamant about us recording in the booth together. So the entire studio session, we were like in the booth recording together. Like, he was sitting on the floor while I was recording my verse, and then I was just like standing there while he was doing his. And like, I had never done that before, so like he definitely had me like, okay, like energy. At the end of the session, he took my number, and then like he posted us on Instagram in the studio, which I was like, okay, like, all right, tagged me. But I mean, also it's like for business, but he did post me, and I noticed it because he was like flirting or whatever. So then after that, the next day I fly back to New York, and we talk every single day after that. Like, he texts me good morning the next day, we FaceTime that night, and it just keeps going. We didn't go a day without talking for a very, very, very long time. So we're like locked in. Like, I'm kind of geeked over him. I was dealing with a guy like right before, and he was like playing a lot of games, so it was really refreshing to like have somebody be so invested so quickly. So flash forward, it's his birthday, and I fly back to Atlanta for whatever reason. But my sisters do live out there, so I have family out there. But I fly back to Atlanta, and he has a big birthday party. Everybody comes, it's like a big deal, and I remember he just was treating me like so special. Like, I felt like, oh my gosh, like I have the coolest boyfriend, and like everybody likes him, and he's so popular, and we're so cool, and it was a lot. And everybody thought we were so cute. Like, it was like a low-key pop-out moment. And yeah, I remember we had been talking for like maybe 2 months, but like we hadn't seen each other since that first studio session. So I remember we like kissed that night, but it was very like casual. Like, he was like, just give me a kiss. Like, it was very like casual. It wasn't a moment. It was just like we were locked in now. So he just treated me like I was his girlfriend. But I kept in mind that I was not his girlfriend yet. Like, I was like, we are not officially together, so not too much. Okay, so I'm peeping things on his Instagram, like girls commenting on his posts and like little things like that. He's getting texts sometimes, but like, he's not my boyfriend, so I can't really be mad about it. He's also like a rapper. Like, he just signed like a really big deal. It was just like a lot going on around him, so I couldn't really like, I kind of knew what I was signing up for, and we weren't together officially. Until one day when he's trying to like do the deed, I just made it very clear to him that I don't do stuff with guys who aren't my boyfriend. And literally in that moment, he was like, okay, will you be my will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, okay. And that's how we became boyfriend and girlfriend, which is embarrassing. But yeah, that's how we became boyfriend and girlfriend, because I wouldn't do anything with him unless he was my boyfriend, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend. We're boyfriend and girlfriend, right? We're going everywhere together. We're doing everything together. We're locked in. But like, he still was not making it like super duper public. I remember I posted him like with a heart, and he didn't repost it on his story, or like just little things like that. And then now that he's my boyfriend, like the little text messages and the comments on his page, like they're starting to bother me. So like, I don't remember if I would say anything about it, but I definitely would peep and like watch. And there were certain girls, like based off of how much I would see their name pop up on his phone, like I would watch their Instagrams and watch their TikToks and like just make sure I'm not looking crazy. Like I remember there was this one girl, like I would see her name in his phone every single day, like all day long, like multiple texts, and I sent a picture of it to my cousins and I was like who is this girl? And so yeah, I was watching her very hard. So one day she posts on TikTok a dump, like a picture dump of a whole bunch of photos. And in that dump was a picture of him and her. And he was like gripping her butt. Like they were posing with his hand on her butt. So I was gagged. I saw that and I was like, I sent it to him immediately. And I was like, what is this? And he like loses his shit. He's like, oh, like that's this girl from high school. Like I can't stand her. Like da da da. I don't like her. She was just my best friend in high school. And da da da. She's a hoe. You know how they be. So I was like, okay. He texts her and tells her to take it down. Take the video down. He sends me a screenshot of him texting her, telling her to take the video down. And I'm like, okay, I guess. She does not take the video down. She takes a screenshot of that text message and posts it on TikTok in another dump, like every single picture they've ever taken. Screenshots, messages, like everything. And it's like him sending her money, him like flying her out, him telling her I love you. It's a picture of them in there, like caked up, and he's wearing my sunglasses, like with her in the picture. Like I was gagged. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Mind you, we're like 3 months into the relationship, so this is fairly new. Like this is a terrible way to set the tone. Like, and I'm a Scorpio, so after this, like trust was so gone, like completely gone. And I was just suspicious of his every move because I did stay with him. But yeah, so his response to this was that they lost their virginity to each other. They're best friends. That's why the I love yous and all of those things. And he was dealing with her right before me, and she wanted to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and he didn't want to, like, she wasn't the type of girl he wanted to date. That was his answer. Like, and my personal feelings towards it was that, like, we were fairly new, so, like, okay, he's, like, a rapper, so he, like, that's a given that he's gonna have, like, attention and things like that. And I was getting an ego stroke. If I'm being fully transparent, at the time I was like a lot more immature. So I was like, oh, like, yeah, he chose me over her. So I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, she's getting crumbs compared to what I'm getting. And that was just my mindset. Like, it was very lame, very whack of me, but that was why I stayed with him. And that's what I get. Okay, so we'll continue. So like I said, I stay with him, but I do not trust him. I do not trust him at all. So I get the password to his Instagram. I get the password to his phone. I'm like clocking him, every picture he takes, every girl he meets, like every single thing. I'm on him. I'm on his ass. And honestly, that was not for no reason. My intuition was going off that there was something wrong, and I never had any proof, and I never had anything to back me up, but I always just had the feeling that whenever I was out of town, he was doing something. Whenever we weren't talking, he was doing something, and we were around each other a lot. Like, I used to stay at his house. Like, even when he was out of town, I would stay at his house and, like, be with his sisters and his family. Like, but I always just had this feeling that something was off, and it gets worse from here. So let me know if y'all want a part 2. Okay.